Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about something that I really love, which is making tinctures. So today I'm going to talk specifically about stinging nettle, which is one of my favorite that we use a lot in my home for my family. So let me tell you a little bit about why I love it. Stinging nettle, I'm not going to talk about the harvesting or the identifying of the plant. We're not getting into that, but there are a ton of amazing YouTube videos out there if you want to see how it looks. If you have any neighbors that have it growing in their yard, that is a treasure. So offer to do some weeding for them, put on some thick gloves because it's really pokey, and get some scissors and go harvesting, and they will think you're crazy and they will love you for it. So there's some tip there, but that's all I'm going to talk about that. But I do want to talk a little bit about the nutrition of stinging nettle. It is super high in calcium and it's even high in protein. In fact, I had been learning that in a lot of olden times, in really poor countries, people that didn't have access to food, they would go out and forage stinging nettle, and that was what they would eat all day, was stinging nettle soup, because it grows like a weed, but it's super nutritious and healthy for you, and actually high in protein. And it's also incredibly high in vitamin A, which is awesome to have a food so high in vitamin A. It also has vitamin C, B, K, and let's see, did I write down D? And D, yes. It does also have some medical purposes, so that's what I'm going to talk about. When you use a tincture, it's for the medicinal purposes and what we use it for in our home. It is a diuretic. Stinging nettle helps you reduce excess fluids, helps your body rid of that. It is a blood tonic, so it helps your liver detox, which I'm always looking into ways to detox my liver for maximum health. And it I'm trying to think, oh, this one I haven't really seen because I've never tried it for myself, but I've heard it can increase breast milk production, and I wish I would have known that when I was breastfeeding my babies. So there you go, you can try that out. And it's also said to help with joint pain and arthritic pain, but my husband takes it every day and he has chronic pain. And what do you think, Chad? Has it helped you with your chronic pain at all?
Nope.
Nope. So for us personally, it hasn't helped with that. But it says it's supposed to. Some people testify that it does. For us, that's not the thing it's been helping us with. But we do love it for allergies. Right, Chad?
Yep.
Yes. But I use it mostly on my son, who also has allergies, inherited them from his father, Chad. And so if he's going to be around someone that's got pet fur on them, or if we're going to be around, like going on a hayride during the fall, I will give him a dropper full of the tincture before, of stinging nettle tincture, and then I'll give him some after. And I have noticed that it greatly reduces his reactions. He'll go from like swollen eyes to it calming down. Of course, we do the bath and everything, but I feel like the tincture definitely helps. The stinging nettle helps. You can also make it into a tea and lots of other ways. But today specifically, we are talking about tinctures. So let's get into it. So when I do a tincture, oh, and I got this. I ordered it online. It's from Frontier Co-op. Just get the organic, already the sifted. It's cut and sifted and dried and everything. Super easy if you're not going to go harvest it yourself. So I'm going to make some. I always have some going in my pantry because we use it regularly in our home. So you're just going to pour some, however much you want to put in there in your jar. And I have a ton of these jars of stinging nettle in my herb storage. Okay, then you're just going to pour vodka. So you would want to use an 80% alcohol content what would you call it? 80% content alcohol. And I use vodka, but you can use gin or rum, but I've just always used vodka. I've always bought these huge bottles. I take my kids with me to the state liquor store and we just stock up on these so I can make all my tinctures. The kids think it's fun and I like the looks that I get. Okay, so you just pour it in here until everything is well covered. You don't need to douse it much more than that, but you do want to make sure everything is covered in there. So if you look, I would call that good, but I'm going to pour a little bit more. If you want to look in there, everything is covered, and it's not like packed, you can move around, it's covered. Okay, so all you do then is cover it. I usually have more than one tincture and more than one herb sitting at a time, so you will want to label it. And obviously you want it in a glass jar. And then I just put it in a cupboard, and you want to let it sit. For stinging nettle, you want 3 to 6 weeks of it sitting in there. And then I get it out every 2 to 3 days, and I just shake it. And I like to say loving words to my herbs because I love them, and I think if you love them, they will love you back and be even better. So I get it out and I'll just shake it up a little bit and put it back in there, but you have to keep it out of sunlight. So I always put it in the cupboard, but I don't want to forget about it. So I use my cupboard where we have plates and bowls. I just cleared a space specifically for my herbs to sit so that I see them every day because I'm getting into the plates and bowls every day, and then I'll shake them and talk to them and then close it away from the sunlight. And then, when you label it, make sure you label the date so that you know when it's ready to get it out and strain it. I hope to come back in 3 to 6 weeks and show you what to do to strain it because I don't have any right now of the stinging nettle. But in case I don't, you will want some tools on hand. You will want a strainer. I always use a coffee filter and a strainer, and then I usually filter it into a bowl when it's ready to do it. You'll just pour this into a bowl, and then make sure it's strained enough. If you feel like anything got out, you can do the same thing again. Then you can buy bottles. I get tinted bottles so that the sunlight doesn't get through, and you can just buy empty ones. I like to reuse bottles if it's something that I feel like I can wash out, or it's not a problem, or just the same product and I just keep reusing and pour it in. And then I label them, and then I pour it in here, pour it in there, and you're good to go. And I've got stinging nettle for my kids and for my husband and their allergies, and I love getting them that extra boost of vitamin A, which is sometimes hard to get in everybody. And yeah, that's why I love stinging nettle, and that's how I make my tinctures.